Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to this video. It's a tier ranking video, obviously, from the title. But it is the first time I'm making one, so we're going to see how this goes. I don't know how well it will look or how well I will do it, but I wanted to participate. So this first one is going to be about all of the movies and shows that I watched new to me in the year 2025. At the beginning of this year, I made like a bingo card / side quest to at least watch 10 new movies because I was noticing that I wasn't really watching new movies. And I wanted to change that. So, here we go. Okay. First thing I watched. I think I kind of put these in, like, time order of when I watched them. So, relatively. Kind of, sort of. But the first thing I watched was My Fault, London. Okay, I enjoyed this one. Did not realize they were going to be step-siblings. And it was my first encounter this year with step-sibling trope. And honestly, it wasn't the worst step-sibling trope because I was like, I think they make a comment of it like once and then it's never really like breached again. And it just kind of feels like forced proximity, like they're sharing an apartment, like they're roomies. This was a good time. I screamed my whole way through it, as most people. Well, honestly, I screamed my way through a lot of things because it's intense. Then I watched Uptown Girls. And I'd never seen this. And now I know where that meme comes from of they're spinning. Anyways. This one I also enjoyed. I was unprepared for... Well, actually, was I underprepared? I don't know what I was expecting. I just thought, well, we need 10 new movies and I've never witnessed it. And I think I just watched 8 Mile and I had seen Brittany Murphy. And I was like, oh, what's another movie she's in? R.I.P. Then, of course... Sinners. It would be higher up, but it did not cause emotional damage. I really enjoyed Sinners, and I'm really sad that I didn't know that it was like, I feel like I was like automatically going to watch Sinners, and then the director came out and was like, here are all the different ways in which like we film Sinners, and here's all the different ways in which you can enjoy Sinners. And by the time I found that YouTube video, every other option but standard had already left my area. So I saw it in standard and then I saw the video and I thought, oh, I want to see it in all these different ways, and it was gone from my area. And I think maybe it was going to come back, but in my state it was going to come back into film and whatnot in cities I don't live in. So yeah. Next, K-pop, Demon Hunters. Okay, a little bit of emotional damage because I sobbed. This one was so much fun. I was dog sitting my cousin's dog and she has Netflix, so I was like, well, now's the time to watch everything I missed out on. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, this is cute, I love this is fun. And then Rumi says that, why can't you have loved all of me? Immediate sob. And when the demons are what are they doing when they are pretending to be her friends, impersonating her friends, oh, that was devastating for her to think that her friends did that to her when in fact it was the demons. Tough. But yes, emotional damage. Then recently I watched Over the Garden Wall. Now it's a little weird, but I don't feel meh about it because some of the little episodes were interesting. I see now why people are into it. It's quite a vibe. It's giving fall. It's giving Halloween. So yeah, I think I would like it. I watched it, obviously, but I think it's a good thing to have on the background. I think I will borrow it again from the library and then just like have it in the background while doing like Halloween crafts or like wanting to be in the Halloween vibe, fall vibe next year for sure. This is a more recent one, which is Sentimental Value. It's a Norwegian film, foreign film. It's neither here nor there because it's also like, it's an interesting film. And it was a very bright but melancholy film. And it never felt big. Like, sitting with some of my thoughts, because I did do a little review video, excuse me. A little review video of it. And it never made me, like, it felt even keel the whole time. Like, it was an intense, melancholy, very brightly lit movie, and I never felt big emotions either way. I did have like a little droplet of a tear, but I had already cried about that part on TikTok, which is the whole reason I ended up watching Sentiment of Value. So it was neither here nor there. Now, Ladybird is meh, because I feel like I felt that I heard this movie was good. So I was like, oh, why not? And I realized it's like a coming of age when the mom is like the problematic parent. And that's really hard for me to relate to because my mom is not problematic. And my dad does not sound like her, but my dad is worse. So it was kind of like, I don't know. So I was like, this is hard to believe that, you know, but I'm kind of glad that I saw it. I think it was the start of me realizing that I do enjoy what A24 puts out. So just another new movie off the docket now this year. For the second time ever in my entire life, I watched Love Island Season 7. And that's emotional damage because what was that crew? No, but for real. Because, oh, no good. Where did you find these people? Do they even do any sort of actual background check of people? I think they're lying when they say that. You can't. You mustn't. If you put those type of people on the screen. Crazy beans. However, I did. I was rooting for Nick and Alandria. I feel like episode 1, but for sure episode 2, where they're like, if you want to kiss anybody else, feel free to. And then Nick kisses Alandria, and I was like, I've been here since day 1, 36 episodes in, and I've been here. And they're still together currently. And isn't that exciting? It was the slow burn of the century. It was for sure. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, it made all of the horrendousness of the entire season and the people on that cast and the plot twist of it all, of like the rearranging. I don't know. They really tried to be season 6 and they should have just been themselves is what they should have been. Oof. Now, The Materialist. What the fuck was that? I don't care. I saw the movie. I ranted about the movie. Celine Song being like, you guys are being mean because John is poor. And it's like, no, we're being mean because they never fixed their issues, babe. She had a problem. She wants nice dinners and nice things. And he can't provide that. He's still doing the same stupid job without any type of like additional support work that he's been doing when she broke up with him 10 years ago. He himself has not changed in 10 years. She's changed. She's shifted. And you could have convinced me in some way if you had told me that this millionaire was a horrific, horrible person. But all you did was say that it was a business contract and he wanted to lengthen. The idea that he lengthened his legs for 2 inches. Baby, please. First of all, no, he didn't. And secondly, I'm supposed to look down on a marriage contract. She said she wanted A, B, and C, and he said, here's A, here's B, here's C. And I'm supposed to believe that that wasn't a good enough match for her. She had to go back to the poor, broke man who has not changed in 10 years, didn't make any effort, and then sees her again and goes, wait, I might be losing you. Okay, I'll take on another job. I'll shift. And at the end when she's like, well, I don't know if we live in Manhattan, and I don't know if I'll take a promotion. Baby, we're in Manhattan. Who says no to a promotion? You've seen the rent prices. Don't play with me. Who doesn't want to be able to afford a 2-bedroom, 2-bath as a couple in the city? Who wouldn't want a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath as a singular person in New York City? Anyways. That was horrible. That was horrific and a disappointment because I loved Past Lives. Next. Well, I, for the first time, was introduced to Temptation Island. And I will have to say, I enjoyed it. It's a hot mess. It also was really upsetting to watch, like, that woman unfortunately see that man do horrific things on screen. And then just be like, God willing, we'll be back together. I hope she broke up with him. I really do. I don't know where they are now. But I hope she broke up with him. Because that is banana beans. That idea of the reality TV shows. And it was also the first time I've ever seen a host actually kind of like poke and prod of like, oh, really? Really? You did this and you want to, let's talk about it. And I was like, oh, I'm intrigued by this. Will I watch it again? Maybe, but I also no longer have Netflix. So, because they went, you're not getting your $7.99. You can change, you can, what did they tell me? That I no longer am grandfathered into the $7.99. They're like, you can pay the $16.99 or go down to like $5 for ads. And I was like, Netflix, I've had you since you were a DVD rental service with 100 DVDs in queue that you were sending me in the mail. I will not be paying more than $8. So I said bye. And here we are. Next, I've been using my library, as everyone should. Next, we did the menu. Now, I'd seen some, not necessarily hype, but I'd seen people talk about it. And I was like, what is this? I'm a food service girly, as in I spent 10 years in the food industry. What is this? And Wilden, I enjoyed it. For sure. Would I ever rewatch it again? I don't know. I'm thinking now, maybe. I saw this at the beginning of the year. And I feel like I'd enjoy it more on a second watch. But I did have a good time. I was not expecting it all to go down like that. I really wasn't. I was like, whoa. Feels like Shutter Island. Yes. Then your girl watched Dead Poet Society. Now, I don't understand the hype around Dead Poet Society. I think I thought it was going to be more impactful on me, at least, than it was. Because I was like, okay, sure. Like, I am sad. I am sad at the ending, but also it didn't move me because I was like, it felt maybe it's 2025. I knew exactly where this movie was going and how it was going to go. So I was like, yeah, there it is. Tragic. Because I saw it in his eyes. First of all, that's just, I felt how the movie was going. Because I always wanted to know why people were like, my captain, oh captain, are from. And now I know. And so it was neither here nor there. It's a movie. Got it from the library. Next, this is not quite finished by the time I'm recording this and or that it'll be posted, but Heated Rivalries is definitely emotional damage. Already. Tomorrow, we get episode 5, and I can imagine that I'm going to be diabolically wrecked. I've already been wrecked. I've already been screaming. I've too many edits on TikTok, too many thoughts in my brain. We're all talking about it. Emotional damage. Honestly, as of right now, probably my favorite piece of media that I have consumed since this time last year, which was Arcane Season 2. So, I also borrowed from the library Parasite. This is one I really, really wanted to watch when it first came out, but I never made it to the theater. And then I kept forgetting to get it from the library. I really like this one. I really do. Parasite is one of the ones that I wish I was in class and we were like having full-blown discussions, because I think it would have made for really great discussions and really great essays we could have written. And I really enjoyed it. Next, this is episode 2 of Star Wars. Look, okay, I am a kid from the 90s, which means I watched episodes 4, 5, and 6 on VHS, on repeat. And I watched episode 1 when it first came out. And I remember being annoyed about Jar Jar Binks. And then I, as a child, never had the urge to go back for 2 or 3. And I thought, this is the time that I should rewatch all of them. Because when the sequel came out, since these are the prequels, I was like, oh, I'm going to watch all of them again. And I think all I did was watch episode 4, 5, and 6. I never actually went back to the Clone Wars to get, like, caught up. And so I was like, no, let's do the authentic, like, let me watch all of these. And so I watched episode 2 because I'd already seen episode 1. And I sat there and I was like, Anakin, you're going to listen to Palpatine? He feels evil. Like, obviously, I know. Right? And he don't know, but I know. And I'm like, you're not getting weird vibes from him? Because I am. Also, isn't it interesting that he somehow knows the information that would be important for you saving this, like, prophecy that you're having, that you're keeping a secret from everyone? You don't think it's interesting that he knows the precise person, and that precise person was on the dark side. But you're like, no, he's not evil. I don't know. I was just like, okay, Anakin. You sound like a boy to me. So I was like, okay. And then I never made it to episode 3 because I was like, you know what? No. No. So, that's Star Wars episode 2 and how I feel about it. Neither here nor there, really. Oh my god. Okay, look here. Dune? What? Prophecies? What is this? I really enjoyed Dune, the movie, part 1 and part 2. I never knew this about myself, that I was gonna really like these 2 movies, and I really do. And so then I was on HBO just casually and found that they were doing this like spin-off series, and I was like, oh, let me click on it. Why did I get halfway through it? I think I maybe had like 1 or 2 episodes left, and I was like, what is this? I was like, what are we doing? Where are we going? What is the point of this? And then I couldn't see anybody. I was like, okay, well, am I just like not understanding this? And then I was trying to find reviews, and everyone was like, very few people were talking about it, because like, it's based off of like Dune of the Sisterhood, which apparently is canon, but not canon, but canon, but not canon, but canon, but not canon at the same time. I don't know. And I was like, what is the point of this? Because I was like, that got a season 2, but The Acolyte, I know everybody hates The Acolyte. Me. I was like, yeah, the acting is cringy and the costumes are bad, but is nobody else interested in the actual story being told here? Because the way that, I was so confused. And I'm like, no, so I DNF'd it. It just doesn't make any sense. So, what the fuck is that? And then, also joining, what the fuck is that? Dude, Star Wars episode 9? Okay. What is that? Like, what is that? Because I have no words. I have no words. And I feel like most of the people understand. And it's not even, it's funny because it's like, it's not, the acting's not bad, but it's just like the story. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What was the point of giving me this story? A waste of my afternoon, that's for sure. Now, another thing that's joining the what the fuck is that? Poly family. Yes, I saw it on TLC. My friends came over, we logged into one of their subscriptions, and we watched Poly Family. Dude. First of all, they didn't get renewed, which is a bummer because we really left it off on a cliffhanger. And I wanted to know what was going to happen. But this is essentially, this is what I feel like, this is the only one I really feel like I have to explain out of everything. Is that they're a polyamorous family. They're like 2 couples that were married to each other, and then one man, like just so stupid. 2 married couples, and then apparently became this. This husband also dates this wife, and this husband also dates this wife. And the men, I think the men rotate every night which bedroom they stay the night in. I don't know, dude. It was a lot. And then the family, how they didn't know the kids, who the biological father was. And I get it. You want to raise the kids as they're together. They're a unit. But I feel some weird type of way medically about that. And then somebody let it slip that it might be so-and-so. And then it was back. And then it was like, oh, maybe it wasn't so-and-so. And it's just like a lot. And then like another person introduces for like conflict. And then you come to find out that like that was all manufactured, which I know reality TV is scripted. Hello, I've been here since the beginning. But I was just like, oh, that's scripted. Like, you've already been seeing this person for like years, and then you just introduced her to cause chaos purposely on screen. So, what the fuck was that? for sure. And then lastly, I watched Riley, which is a movie from like 2023. It's about like a queer coming of age, and literally watched it because I was like, you know what, I need to get out of the heated rivalries rot. So let me just watch something. And Connor Stories is in it. And I've seen like pictures because they've gone around about like this man and this man and this man are not the same man. And I was like, what's this long-haired little skinny bean of Connor Stories is this? And it's Riley. And so I really enjoyed that one. I also screamed my way through it because it's really uncomfortable because the main character is uncomfortable with himself and his own identity, navigating being a senior in a football heavy town, and he's like a star player. So it felt very Texas, but it was filmed in San Diego, which makes sense because they have like a hot tub, and I'm like, where in the desert are you? That like you have a hot tub that you're just hopping in at like night, because it's wildly, there we go, hot here even at night, unless it's like winter, you know, which football takes place in winter, but I digress. So that is all of the new media that I have consumed in the year of 2025 and how I feel about all of them. I guess honestly, looking at this, I kind of want to go whoop. Don't hate me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you didn't, live your best life. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.